To be a teenager is to have 1,000 questions in life to answer. Like what to do with your life, how to find acceptance, and why your body is changing. More than 80% of the world's adolescent population is insufficiently physically active. In this part of the world, in Ghana, even more challenging is the fact that the very fabric of society seems to conspire against girls from fulfilling their full potential. It's the month of August and junior high schools are on vacation. Normally, it will be a time to rest for adolescents. Yet, we are making a 3-hour trip from Ghana's capital, Accra, to follow the progress of a teenage girl determined to make a life for herself through sport.
I want to play football because I want to be a national player like Mato or Ajabayo.
This is Princess Andoh. She's a shy 13-year-old. Well, shy when the ball is not at her feet. But the moment she gets the chance to play her favorite sport, she explodes into a bundle of energy, positivity, and action.
So why would a 13-year-old girl leave the comfort of her home during vacation and come all the way from Accra, Ghana's capital, travel 180 kilometers to this place in Avoyme near the Ghana-Togo border? It is to chase her dream and pursue her ambition of becoming footballers and make something of their lives for themselves and their families.
Princess lives in Accra, but she, together with her team, are here for a vacation training camp. And it's not all about the football. The team, called Nemobi Ladies, is made up of teenagers who see the game as more than just a fan-based activity.
I play football because I love football. It has been my passion ever since I was a child, and I really love it. It makes me strong and confident to talk to my peers and other matured people.
For Bilkis Al-Hassan, who is a teammate of Princess, the benefits of sport goes far beyond kicking and running. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), girls between the ages of 13 and 19 in sub-Saharan Africa are increasingly being left out of physical activity. WHO defines physical activity as any bodily movement produced by skeletal muscles that requires energy expenditure, including activities undertaken while working, playing, carrying out household chores, traveling, and engaging in recreational pursuits. As I found out on this trip, reactions to girls playing football from peers and older people can be wildly different. Take Princess for example. I asked her about reactions she typically gets from her friends because she plays football.
They encourage me. And they also, when I do something and it's not correct, they also correct me.
This morning, is that okay? Yes. All right. Nice one.
But has she ever encountered negative feedback because she does not behave like most other girls her age? Apparently she has. And believe it or not, it was from someone you'd think would know better.
Yes, one of my teachers said it to me.
One of your teachers told you that you are wasting your time?
Yes.
What happened? Tell us how it happened.
She said that every day I don't like sitting in the class. Every day I'm outside, I'm going to play ball. So I'm not getting I don't like staying in class. So I should stop playing football because it's not good.
So when she said that, how did you feel?
I feel bad. And I feel sad too.
But you didn't stop playing?
No.
Why? Why do you continue playing football even though your teacher says you are wasting your time?
because of my coach and my mother. I want my mother to see that the school that I'm going is not just like playing, but I want to play like Ajobayon and I want to play like Ajobayon.
Indeed, because sporting activities are very much seen as exclusively for boys at many levels of a Ghanaian society, young girls face serious pressures to stay away from the playing fields, and when they insist, there is usually a pushback.
How do you deal with the stigma around you?
Yeah, what I do is I just don't mind what people say about ladies playing football. It's a game, and if you love it, you just need to do whatever your heart tells you to do. So though we have stereotypes in our community, we shouldn't let that bring us back. We should push and pursue our dreams if truly want to be what we want to be in future.
These young girls are at an impressionable stage of life. What they see around them is essentially what they copy and act upon. In a world of information explosion, it is impossible to police the content they consume every day. But guidance and mentorship helps in keeping them out of trouble.
Because we know we'll be coming out again this afternoon.
This is where people like Ambrose Naza, the founder and coach of Nimobi Ladies, come in.
I've been doing this for 10 years. I started in 2008. And for me, I think it has helped girls a lot to come out of a lot of social vices. I do my programs in Nima and Mamobi, very deprived areas, Muslim dominated, where girls hardly play sports. And since I started, I've seen that some families who wouldn't allow their girls to join any football club have now released their girls to join my club and are playing, and so are getting all the benefits that a girl should get in football, like health-wise, exposure, and I mean all the advantages you can think of.
The coach speaks of the Zongo communities he operates from, and like he says, Mamobi and Nima are deprived areas where generally attention to teenage girls is not the best. In addition to teaching these young ones the tactical aspects of the game of football, Ambrose also acts as a peer educator and advisor. For these young girls, growing up in a Zongo community where the worth of girls is calculated in terms of domestic chores and how many children they can have, taking part in physical activity can't be the last thing on their minds. Bilkis grew up in Nima and still lives there.
In my community, for instance, if a young girl plays soccer, they tell her, you cry, the ball that you are playing, what do you get from it? Like, we the guys who even play, we don't even get something better out of it. So just stop and focus and get a man to marry and move on with your life and stop playing soccer. That's what they don't really say.
Clearly, the environment is stifling, and with myths about why girls should be discouraged from doing sports abounding, there has never been a greater need for education as there is now. Coach Ambrose again.
There is this perception out there that girls who play football find difficulties when they want to give birth, and it is totally the opposite. It rather makes giving birth easy, scientifically. And apart from that, recently we have seen our girls going out there to the gym to train because they want to keep themselves in shape and all that. Our girls don't need to pay to do this. They're already on their foot, they're already training. So, I mean, this is a benefit for sport that people didn't know and now are knowing. So in terms of building their body, it is the number one.
It's not just future childbirth that is made relatively easier to bear if a teenage girl is engaged in activities that keep them active. At this point in their lives, teenage girls are living through one of the most rapid phases of their physical development, and one major marker is menstruation. According to UNICEF, overall, a woman spends approximately 2,100 days menstruating, which is equivalent to almost 6 years of her life. The monthly flow of blood can be discomforting and even painful. But girls who take part in physical activities are usually rewarded by nature in a special way, as Princess and Bilkis attest.
For me personally, when I'm having my menstrual cycle, I don't feel much pains.
When I get my menstruation, it comes quickly and goes quickly, so that I'll be free.
Because I'm always active, I always go for jogging, doing physicals and things. So when I'm in my month, it flows freely. And I think for other sports girls too, it happens to them that way because it makes your system so active and strong. So like the pains is not as compared to those who are not into sports. Like they feel much pains whenever they are in their cycle, yeah.
3, 2, 1, high knees.
In recent years, keeping fit has become something of a craze among young women in the urban areas, with gym subscriptions going up as the Ghanaian population becomes more health conscious. Some facilities charge up to 500 cedis or about $100 per month. And while it is true that many of these girls playing football do indeed harbor dreams of becoming professional players, there are other career paths available to them. And this is a point that Coach Ambrose is always keen on driving home.
They are also doing something which is helping them careerize, because some of them will become professional footballers. Sure. Those who may not be footballers may become maybe first aiders, referees who already have played football before, so they understand the people that they will work with. I mean, there are uncountable number of benefits that they get from playing.
I would love to be a sports analyst. I just love sports. Yeah.
You want to do sports analysis?
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't want to play football?
I would love to play football if I get the chance.
But if you don't get the chance, it's fine?
Yeah. I'll try other vocation.
What other vocations do you look at?
Well, in terms of academics, I'll go in for academics, and maybe hopefully I want to be a bank manager in the near future.
Yeah, Rabbi, that was good.
The day's training comes to an end with a team meeting where Coach Ambrose emphasizes the values of hard work, setting and achieving goals, and dealing with pressure. He also reminds them that teamwork makes the dream work. As for those who think all these young girls are wasting their time by having fun on the field, Princess has a contrary view.
Playing football will give you strong and to give you good future and to encourage you to maybe to be like someone. Yes. Like Ajobayo.
It's been 3 hours of training and exercise in this balmy weather, but the girls feel refreshed. The bonds of friendship formed in this group will last for many years, and they make sure they have their bit of fun too. And of course, I will not be left behind. While we drive back to Ghana's capital, Princess and her teammate at Nimobi Ladies stay in the training camp for another 8 days, practicing. And in a few weeks, it's time to go back to school. This is Mamobi. It is a sprawling suburb in the heart of Accra and densely populated. I stand atop one of the many mosques that dominates the skyline in this mostly Muslim area of the city. And in the shadows of a brightening dawnlight, the day begins for many households. In one of these corrugated roof houses, our 13-year-old future football hopeful Princess is just waking up. Today is a big day for her because it's the start of another academic year and she's going to a new class. But first, unlike many girls her age, she's got to do her chores supervised by her grandmother, Comfort. Grandma Comforts wastes no time in explaining why the active lifestyle of Princess helps with duties at home.
Mariani bi wo ho a almost wada no pa ase lazy bi she so but we wo bobo ni ntia ma osori ni ahokeka ti mi hu ni lazy e woni so anopa osori anopa obepra o previa na ho chance na ko pesi na edware na ko school.
As I am told by Grandma Comfort, Princess is efficient in her household duties in the morning as she quickly sweeps the compound, washes the dishes, brushes her teeth, and takes her bath.
As Princess goes about her normal morning routine, she does not know that, like millions of young girls around the world, she is chasing her dream and achieving multiple things. She's exercising her body. She's also making sure that her system is ready for her monthly flow. But not just that, she's also making sure that chasing a dream is something that will build her up in future. Exercise is good for young girls, but how many of them are actually doing it?
According to WHO, around the world, about 31% of adults aged 15 and over were insufficiently active in 2017. Approximately 3.2 million deaths each year are attributable to insufficient physical activity. These are sobering numbers, and clearly the journey to reverse this tide must start early in life. Education is key in that regard, which is why it is important that teenagers like Princess go to school. After doing her morning chores, she makes the brisk walk to school. The trip should take someone her age about 30 minutes. But the athletic and young girl makes it in less than 20. The Kotobabi 2 Junior High School reopens for a new academic year today, and Princess gets in when the school assembly is in session.
You come out only when it's break time. Is that clear?
The Kotobabi 2 Junior High School reopens for a new academic year today, and Princess gets in when the school assembly is in session.
Seriousness from day one. So anyone who will try to make
Even though it's the first day of school, classwork starts immediately. There is no time to waste.
Matter is anything that has weight and can occupy space.
Well, do you agree?
Yes.
Shall we clap for her?
If adolescent girls must be empowered to break stereotypes, knowledge is key.
Yes, Princess. Back. Our backs. Let me see your back. Good one.
Adolescent girls do not grow up in isolation. They share spaces with boys. The teacher in charge of physical education at the school is Nasiru Idrisu.
Now, you know, soccer is a male-dominated activity, and boys would like to play always. So when they see the girls playing, to them, they think the girls are wasting their time, they are occupying the floor, they are not allowing them to play. That is their mindset. But when they get to know that some are playing better than them, they become a delight to watch them.
To be sure of what Idrisu just said, I spoke to one of the pupils.
My name is Eugene and I am 14 years old.
Eugene plays as a midfielder for the school's boys team.
I think some of the boys are jealous because of Princess and they want to be like her. We give them more vim to win a game.
It may seem quite obvious from observing adolescents in their element that playing and physical activity come naturally. Yet, the reality is that less and less time is being dedicated at the school level to physical education, or PE.
Even at times, even when you're in the school and some teachers even seeing the children going out, when it is time for PE, they will tell them to come back into the classroom. Even some teachers themselves don't like it because they see it to be waste of time. So at times I ask myself, at the training college, we were taking through all that, we even wrote exams on. But here we want to implement it, then hey, some teachers don't like it. So it has been a challenge.
To get a better grasp of this challenge, I went to the Ghana Education Service to speak to the man in charge of implementing the physical education curriculum for the entire country, Emmanuel Domenya.
GES wants to develop the child holistically. Physically fit child, mentally brilliant. So we combine physical activity, sports with education. But as time goes on, it's like it's been geared towards academics mostly.
This is a serious issue that must be looked at urgently if the aim of getting more girls involved in physical activity should be realized. To shoot this point home is another female player of the Kutubabi 2 school team.
My name is Dogwe Favor, and I'm a defender of Kutubabi 2 GHS.
Good. How long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since class 4.
Like her teammate Princess, she sees football more than just kicking a round leather ball.
Sports is important because some of us girls, if you are doing sports like that and you went and do training, such as we like it, we are strong very well. And if our monthly come, we are menstruating, we don't feel pain.
So that's why it's good.
That is why it's good. Sports is good for girls.
So now let's go back to the Ghana Education Service. Throughout my chat with Mr. Domenya, he agreed that the Ghanaian society is indeed slowly doing away with sporting activities for adolescents at the school level.
People are gearing more towards academics than physical education and sports, which is unfortunate though. Because gone are those days when right through the primary, JHS, even those days, primary, middle school, secondary school, sixth form, etc., sports was on the high side. But of late, I must say, it's more geared towards academic works.
The world needs future leaders who are just not in tip-top academic shape, but physically sound, emotionally intelligent, and psychologically confident. Physical exercise is vital in building all these traits from the formative years of adolescents, especially girls.
Of late, we are trying to put this in place and see how best we can revamp that. And as I speak now, UNICEF is collaborating with GES to come up with some implementing guidelines. We come up with this now. We are still working until it will soon be launched, so that we have physical education and sports implementation guidelines for schools, where we have re-itemized things to suit the current situation.
In the pursuit of these goals, no adolescent girl must be left out. It is the right of each one of these future leaders to play, to engage in physical activity, and to chase their dreams.
I just want to say, let's encourage our girl children to go into sports and develop holistically, because it will really help them have gainful employment, go up universities, go out there and make a living.
For these girls, physical activity is not just for fun. They have their whole lives ahead of them, and they have it all to play for.
I want to see Leo Messi one day.